Ever wish you had like the decoder ring for what your man really craves, but he really doesn't say that he wants? Today, we're going to be diving into 3 really simple shifts that create a really powerful mixture in your man that will draw him to you. And these are 3 easy things that you can do, and usually things that he will not ask for out loud. I actually call this the triple A experience. When you think about like A being the best, this is the triple A experience for your man. And the first A is affection. Men want to be wanted. He wants to be chosen by you. He wants to be desired by you. And most often, he's not going to say it. He's been taught that he shouldn't have to say that he should be the one initiating, that he should be the one creating physical contact with you, which is why it makes it all the more special when you actually initiate physical contact, because that physical contact, your affection says, I want you. Your affection says, I choose you. And just the way you want to be chosen, just the way you want to be desired, so does he. He wants to be desired by you as well. And so does this look like initiating sex? Yes. But it's a whole lot more than just that. It's also a lot of non-sexual touch. Reaching over and holding his hand, interlacing your fingers while you're driving. It's you holding on, giving him a lingering hug. It's you running your fingers through the back of his hair. It's you leaning over and putting your head on his shoulder while he's driving. I actually came across a great video of this exact scene. The girlfriend leaning over, putting her head on his shoulder, and watch his face when she does this, and then watch what he does as well. Check this out.
Hi.
Hi.
Gorgeous.
Hi.
Comfy?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. There you go. Get all snuggly.
I love you.
I love you too, baby.
Did you see that? The look on his face? The little smile that he had, noticing that his woman wanted to be close to him, feeling close to him. He loved it. And then what did he do? He reached back and like grabbed a pillow to help her experience be even better. In other words, when you give to somebody else, you evoke the law of receiving, which is the other person wants to give back to you as well. And so as you give that physical contact, as you give that affection to your man, he will naturally want to give that back to you. And you create this feeling in him of feeling wanted. And that is a really powerful feeling for him to experience. There is one way that you do not want to touch your man. Okay. This is like a red flag. Do not touch your man this way. And this is when you're in bed and you're both under the sheets and your feet are icy cold and his body is warm. Don't be snuggling those feet up in between his legs, warming your icy cold feet up while he is trying to get warm. Okay. That will not tell him, I desire you and I want to be close to you. The second A is appreciation, because this creates a feeling of 2 things. Number 1, him feeling acknowledged, but number 2, him feeling like he's enough for you. And that is just magic. And you can see why most men are not going to come up to you and say, hey, I want to feel like I'm enough for you. Like the only time a man would ever say that is if things are really, really bad. When things are good, he's not going to usually come out and say that, but he wants it. He still wants to know that he's enough. He still wants to feel acknowledged. And so when you appreciate him, you give him both. One of the deep psychological fears that men have is inadequacy. Every man dreads the feeling of inadequacy because ultimately it triggers a deep, long-standing, if you think like historic desire that we have or need that we have to protect and provide for our families. And if we're inadequate, then we can't do that. Then we're not going to be enough. Then we're going to be alone. That whole train of fear. Appreciating him has so many benefits. Number 1, gives him this experience. But number 2, when you appreciate something, in psychology, we know that whatever you appreciate, whatever behavior you appreciate, it gets reinforced. And so there's this reciprocal nature of he wants to do more of what you're appreciating him for. Well, if I criticize him for not cleaning the dishes or I criticize him for not doing this, then he'll self-correct. No, whatever you want more of, Appreciate the small ways in which he's doing that, and he will lean in to doing more of those things. And one of the nuances here is specific beats generic. In other words, really specific ways that you appreciate him. Just yesterday, my wife was like, hey, she couldn't open this jam. She's like, can you open the jam? I was like, yeah. And finally got it open, and she gave me a hug, and she was joking, but it still connected. She's like, oh, you're my hero. Thank you so much. She's joking, but it still fueled me up. I still love that appreciation. Or if you can appreciate his character, right? Like the other day, my wife said, I love how patient you are with the kids. I love that you just pour love on them. That's a character trait. My patience felt so good. Or if he does a favor for you, like he brings you coffee, you can say something like, coffee just the way I like it. I really feel cared for. An appreciation where you letting him know how you feel, what he creates for you, is a really, really powerful way to appreciate him, because ultimately that's what he wants. He wants to create an experience for you, and that fuels him up. Let me give you an example of just how transformational this can be. I was leading a transformational retreat. There were about 100 people there, and there was a couple, and the woman came up to me and she goes, I'm feeling really disconnected from my husband. What can I do? And so I asked her a few questions. Turns out he has been without work for about 8 months, and she's really seen him lose his drive, lose his passion, and she's also noticing that her own respect for him has diminished because he's gotten rejected a bunch of times, kind of feeling beat down. So he's not out there trying to find work the way she thinks he should. So because she doesn't feel as much respect for him, she's pulling back on her affection. She's pulling back on her appreciation. And the two of them are super distant. They haven't had sex for months. And so she's like, I'm feeling super disconnected. What can I do? And so I shared with her this practice. I said, before you go to bed tonight, share with him 3 things that you appreciate about him. She goes, okay, we haven't talked like that in a long time, but I will. And so the next day, she came up to me with a huge smile on her face. She was shocked at how well this worked. She goes, Matt, when I first said, hey, I just want you to know how much I appreciate your willingness to grow. Here we are at this personal development event, and you've always been somebody who loves to grow and learn about themselves, and I love that about you. She said, at first, because I haven't said anything like that in so many months, he thought I was kidding. He thought I was like playing with him. Then he noticed that I was sincere. And then I put on a couple of other appreciations. I shared a couple of other things I really appreciated about him. He totally opened up. And she goes, Matt, he hasn't told me anything about his life in so long. He was like a water faucet I couldn't turn off. He was like, babe, well, thank you for that. And he started appreciating me. And he's like, well, let me tell you about some of the things I've been thinking about. And they had such a great connection, such a great conversation. She was like, Matt, this is so simple, but it is magic. Why does this work? Because your man craves this. He wants to feel appreciated. He wants to feel acknowledged and seen by you. And when you do, it is magic for him. He should be doing these things for you as well, right? This is mutual. He should be offering affection. He should be offering appreciation. All of these things are two-way streets, and somebody's got to begin the pattern. If you really want to create a beautiful experience, put these on, which leads me to number 3. The third A in the AAA experience. We've got affection, appreciation, and the third one is admiration. Admiration is this idea that I see what's rare about you. Admiration is so good because it's like appreciation, but you're really saying, I see something admirable about your qualities, about who you are. It's more of an identity, something that you admire, and men love that. Now, the psychological principle here is that people move towards the version of themselves that is seen and named. And so admiration invites him to live up to this best version of himself. And so you can say something about his character, like, hey, your steadiness under pressure today, that is leadership energy. I so admire that about you. Woo! So good. Or maybe he solved a problem and you could say something like, hey, the way you solved that problem was so elegant. I really admire the way that you solve problems. So it's a way of being that you're admiring. And if you can share this in public, you get 2 stars for this. Like you're out with his friends or your friends, and you're like, I am so proud of this man. You should have seen him the way that he solved these problems today, or you should have seen him the way he was with the kids today. You should have seen him. That is going to go miles with him. He is going to love that. Let me give you an example of this. A few years back, I had a speaking engagement with all these other incredible speakers. And there was a part of me that was feeling like maybe I'm not good enough to be on that stage. Was feeling insecure. Another part of me knew that I was meant to be there. But man, that fear of that insecurity was really barking at me one day. And I was just sharing with Irene. I was like, God, I'm kind of feeling this way. She came up to me, took my hands in her face, and she goes, you are amazing. I have so much respect for the wisdom that you have to help people and the way that you give your gift. Nobody else has that way of giving their gift that's like you. When you're on that stage, you are gonna shine. And just admire the way that I taught. It filled me up. It was like that grounding presence, and I so appreciated that. I craved it, but I didn't know to ask for it in that moment. But because she understands this, she came in, poured into me, and it was magic. So the AAA experience is affection, appreciation, and admiration. And when you put those together, it creates such a beautiful experience in your man that he didn't even know how to ask for, but he will be extremely grateful for. My question for you is, if your man were to give you some sort of version of that AAA experience, what is it that you want most? Go ahead and post that in the comment section below. I'm going to love to read those comments. And if you would love to go deeper into how to crack the man code and really understand how he thinks, how he loves, how he communicates, so you can create what you want, grab your copy of Cracking the Man Code wherever books are sold. I'm sending you love and appreciation. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.